It's High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Join us all winter long as we feature live San Juan and Monticello basketball. Now, without further delay, we send you courtside for tonight's action. Welcome to High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and we say afternoon, not evening, here on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. This will be our bookend to this weekend of wall-to-wall basketball. Good afternoon. It is Rhett Sifford welcoming you into High School Hoops at the Sevier Valley Center in Richfield. The final game for the San Juan Bronco boys at the 2A, the 2A, 3A basketball preview. We do welcome you in. San Juan winning yesterday over Carbon 65-60 and looking to do the same against the tough Delta Rabbits this afternoon in game 2 of this. It's not quite a tournament, but an event, if you will. A lot of teams here in town to face each other and see how things shake out here in the early part of the year. And so we do welcome you in. It should be a fun day for basketball today. And a little bit of a conflict. The Monticello boys are playing in the championship game of the San Juan Mountain Madness tournament, and they're going to be playing DeBeck. That game is scheduled to tip at the same time as ours. So we'll have this one on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. The Monticello boys are over on the video side on StreamUtah.Live, so check that out if you get the opportunity. David Boyle on the call over there. That game going on in Ouray, Colorado. San Juan Mountain Madness tournament coming to a close. The Monticello girls suffering a loss to Grand County in their game in the girls' side today, and that game was going on in Ridgeway. So a lot of basketball going on this weekend. We've got tournaments from one end of the globe to the other, basically, for our local teams. Tournaments going on everywhere. I'll see if I can pass some scores along a little bit later today, but for now we're focused on this game here with the San Juan boys in Richfield taking on Delta. And want to take a look at Delta coming in. They are 4-1 on the season. They had quite a day yesterday. They beat Kanab in their first game of the 2A, 3A preview, 47-31. Then they headed home and beat South Summit, 45-42 over in Delta. So they played 2 games yesterday. They left the Sevier Valley Center, went back to their home gym and beat South Summit. Now they're back here today in Richfield to take on San Juan. So, of course, the Broncos are hoping they're a little bit tired today. We'll see how it goes. 3 games in 24 hours, pretty impressive. And they are 4-1 on the season, with the only loss coming to South Sevier on November 22nd, right before Thanksgiving. We're had a chance to talk with, they've got a fun coach. His name's Curtis Topham. Had a chance to chat with him just a few minutes ago, and here's what he said as he gets set to go against the San Juan Broncos here today.
Coach, thanks for chatting with us. You guys aren't messing around with 3 games in 24. Was that on purpose?
Well, just kind of a scheduling issue as far as where Christmas falls, trying to get the games in that we could, and so we'll just have to do what we have to do.
You think the boys are feeling tired today, or does that even matter?
Well, yeah, they're probably a little tired, but at the same time, we're trying to establish a culture where we're trying to be mentally tough and physically tough, and so if they're tired, they're going to have to deal with it a little bit. And we may have to go a little bit deeper on the bench today, give them a little rest, and that's okay.
Always fun to play at the Sevier Valley Center, either in the preview or the state tournament.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it over here. We were just talking about how we like to come because you do play at different times. You play in a venue like this, similar to a state tournament. Sometimes it's here and sometimes it's other places, but it prepares you for those situations if you get the opportunity.
Yeah, so the sight lines are so different in here compared to a high school gym.
Yeah, and we feel like the gym that we play in is very big too, the Palladium in Delta, and so obviously we don't have college three-point lines and stuff like that or the rollaway baskets, but as far as the distance between the basket and stuff, it's somewhat similar to over there.
Well, tell me about your team, the strengths that you guys have.
Well, right now we're playing pretty hard. We've shot the ball fairly well. Defensively, I feel like the last few games is where we've kind of stepped up and improved a lot. We do have some length and some size this year and some depth that we haven't had in the last 3 or 4 years, which small towns, you don't always get the depth, so.
What are your weaknesses?
being tough. We got to be a little more mentally tough and stronger. And I feel like we're getting to where we need to be. But that's something that we're constantly working on and staying out of foul trouble. Sometimes we've had some kids that have a tendency to do some stupid things and get in some foul trouble.
Kids do stupid things, don't they?
Yeah, we put there's a lot of our stress that we put on 16-year-old kids, and they do the best they can, but sometimes you're like, that's a bad foul.
What do you want to do today against San Juan?
Well, we want to match their physicality. We know one thing about San Juan, regardless of what you play them in, they're going to come out and punch you in the mouth and try to keep them off the boards. They got a good group of kids, and we know that we're going to have to play as hard as we can because, like I said, one thing about the San Juan kids, regardless of what it is, they're going to give you the best effort they have.
Well, I was going to ask, these boys all saw each other a couple times on the football field. Do you think that matters? Are your boys looking for a little revenge today?
I think that's probably in the back of their mind a little bit. But, they really took it to us in football, so I don't know.
So you guys are going to try to take it to them out here?
Yeah, we'll give it best shot. But we know that it's not going to be an easy thing, and we'll hopefully compete with them for 32 minutes.
All right, Coach, we appreciate it. Good luck. Have fun out there, man.
Well, thanks. Appreciate you guys.
And a big thanks to Coach Topham for chatting. He's a fun conversation. And, obviously when you look at these two teams, they saw each other quite a bit on the high school football field. And within quick succession, they played each other a month ago in the state semifinals. For those of you who remember, I'm sure folks back in Blanding totally remember the playoffs. And, of course, that was a fun battle in the first half. The Broncos ended up taking it pretty convincingly, as you heard Coach Topham talking about there. But yeah, so these Delta boys are going to be looking for a little revenge on the basketball court today. They couldn't make it happen on the football field. San Juan had their way with them both games. And look for a tough game for San Juan today, I think. Just kind of looking at some stats for this Delta team. And they're incomplete. They don't have the games from yesterday in there. But it looks like it is Robinson leading the way for them. Let me see if I can find actual first names here. Bear with me, folks. Got to pull up a roster for these guys. Let's see here if I can make that happen. Pardon me. I have to do it a kind of strange way on the iPad, but yeah, and that's also interesting. I don't have a number for that guy, so that's pretty interesting right there. A guy named M. Robinson. Let me see if I can find him somewhere in here. I don't have his first name, unfortunately, so I'm not sure. Maybe I can get it if I scroll over. Mason Robinson, averaging 13.3 points per game, was the leading scorer coming into this weekend. So I don't know. I'll have to maybe see. Oh, I pulled up the wrong roster. That's my problem. So I guess if I'd have pulled up the right roster, that would have helped me out. And then the coach's son, Tate Topham, averaging almost 11 points per game. Jayton Bruff, we'll hear his name all day long, averaging almost 7.5 points per game. And then you've got Brody Cleaver, averaging 7 points per game, and Bronco Bundy, averaging just under 7 points per game. So those are the top five. I imagine those are the starting five. And then let's see, rebound-wise, or three-point-wise, they got the one kid who can shoot the three-point basket. Mason Robinson had 8 coming into this weekend, and he really was kind of the standout in that department. So I'm not sure that they're going to be a huge outside shooting team. I know they got a little bit of height, and we'll see how San Juan stacks up to them here today. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll come back for continue the pregame show, and we'll talk about the San Juan Broncos when we return. Stay with us. It is High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Red Mechanical specializes in commercial and large residential projects, providing our customers in the Four Corners area with reliable mechanical services since 1989. What was once a local plumbing company based in Blanding has now completed projects all over the Four Corners area. Our goal is to provide outstanding service with the right solutions, using the latest technology to extend equipment life and reduce energy costs. Give us a call, come by, or visit redmechanical.com.
Since 2009, Blue Mountain Hospital has set the standard for rural healthcare, bringing excellence in healing, quality care, and inspired staff to San Juan County. We offer the county's only accredited sleep center, compassionate labor and delivery, top-tier emergency care, and flexible dialysis options. At BMH, Our comprehensive services are delivered by a passionate team. Visit bmhutah.org to learn more. We can't wait to meet you.
Coach, thanks for chatting with us. You guys aren't messing around with 3 games in 24 Was that on purpose?
Back live to the Sevier Valley Center. My apologies there. It is High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live as we are getting the call of the starters. As we do that, though, we did have a chance a moment ago to have a conversation with San Juan head coach Easton Nielsen. Here's what he has to say as his team gets set to go here today.
Coach, day 2 of the preview here. This has been fun. You guys had a good win yesterday.
Yep, a lot of fun yesterday, a lot of growth. We were happy to see a lot tighter defensive effort yesterday. I was dang proud of how our boys grew, and we kept them uncomfortable all game long. We made them work hard for everything they got. There was really only one stretch through the third quarter. I think 10 of their 15 points in that quarter came off of free throws. We want to be a little better staying in position and limiting those things. But all in all, we grew a lot defensively, and we got a good win.
A lot of times you'll have all your 5 starters standing out, but yesterday you had to have your whole team come together, had to have some guys come off the bench and do some things for you.
Absolutely, and we know we have those guys when we need to go to them, and that's one of the things about us we're most excited about. We do have depth, but I mean, George McNaughton played a heck of a game yesterday. True double-double, 13 and 10 yesterday. And big ones too. So it was definitely a team effort, but we have the team to make that effort. And so we look forward to those kinds of battles.
One of the things you may have struggled with yesterday was turning the ball over a little bit.
Yeah, we had 19 turnovers. We like to live as close to 10 as we can, and certainly below 15. You know, we went back and watched all those turnovers last night, and I mean, a lot of them are guys trying to make the right plays at the wrong times, if that makes sense. I mean, we're trying to get these guys to buy into simple basketball. Even if a guy in transition is open, if you can't easily make that pass, let's set up the offense and work through easy passes, easy plays. Down the stretch, there were possessions where we did that for 20, 25 seconds through the course of a shot clock and made it to where we got a layup. And that's the kind of basketball we want to get to. So make the right plays at the right time, not worry so much about forcing it when it's not easy and not there.
Patience is something you might be missing early in the year, but something that can be developed as the year goes along.
No question. We've still got guys, getting a better feel for the offenses, understanding where the passes are going to be, understanding where we want to attack. As we get better at that, I expect we'll be able to limit a lot more of those turnovers, and hopefully we can start with that today.
What are you trying to do against Delta today?
It's going to be very similar. I mean, Delta, they've got the Driggs kid who's 6'7". He's a little bigger, but they don't necessarily have the amount of length that Carbon did. And so I expect them to be a little bit more physical rebounding. Their guards are just a little bigger, but so, I mean, that's one area our guys are going to have to be ready to be physical in how we rebound, but we've done a good job of that. We need to run. Transition's a priority, especially with those guys coming in on tired legs, 2 games yesterday. We want to see how much they have left in the tank, and if we can burn them out, we'll burn them out. And then the third thing is just to be disciplined with the ball on offense and execute our offenses, because I really, against a 2-3, 1-3-1, 1-2-2, we've seen it all. We saw a lot yesterday Carbon threw at us, and I believe we're ready for all of it. I think we've handled everything pretty well, as long as we are patient enough to let the offenses work.
You guys having fun here this weekend?
Oh, you know it. Absolutely. We've had a lot of fun. Guys are feeling great. This team's got a great feel. They've got a great feel. Very positive, very together. A lot of it feels pretty effortless to get them to play together, want to be together. It's a fun team. So,
Coach, we appreciate it. Have fun out there today, and we'll look forward to chatting with you after.
For sure. Thank you.
Big thanks to Coach Easton Nielsen for chatting with us, and the game already underway now. San Juan leading 2-0 on a bucket from Trip Palmer. Took a little bit of effort. George McNaughton earning the start today after that great game yesterday, so he's in the starting 5 along with Jagger Neves, Jake Ivins, Jayton Knight, and Trip Palmer. Those of you on Stream Utah have already seen the video side, the game starting, and now we're going to get, I think this was a travel, turning it back over. And the Broncos scoring on a putback basket from Trip Palmer after George McNaughton couldn't bucket one, and both teams trading a couple misses from long range, and Delta a little slow out of the gate right now, missing one from short range as well. And so right now, San Juan holding the 2-0 lead here in the very early stages. And now we're going to get our first foul of the day. Looks like this will be off the ball on the San Juan defense. And not surprisingly, it's going to be Jake Ivins committing the first foul of the day. He was one of the 2 Broncos to foul out yesterday, both he and Jayton Knight. So San Juan looking to not repeat that feat again here today. That definitely challenged them a little bit. The Broncos were up to the challenge, and I'm not sure why, as we get Cy Drew Bay missing a 3-point try here, and San Juan with another nice defensive rebound. They lead now, rebounding 3-2 here in the early stages. I'm not sure why, but now Trip Palmer scoring back-to-back buckets to make it 4-0. And the Broncos leading it by 2 buckets here in the early stages. So indeed, Delta with the 2 games yesterday, maybe just a little bit slow out of the gate here this afternoon. And I lost my thought, folks. I was about to say something, but totally forgot what I was going to say. Maybe it'll come back to me. But the Broncos, we're just talking about fouling out and San Juan having to adjust and have to be strong yesterday when they were missing a couple of their key players, and they did a great job. Oh, and I remember what it was. I'm not sure why, but all over the internet, the score has been posted yesterday as 63-62 for San Juan over Carbon, but the final score actually was 65-60, which was the score we had. So somewhere on the scoring table or whatever down there yesterday, it seems to me that they must have given a basket to Carbon that belonged to San Juan there late in the game. I think maybe even the last basket of the day. And so, yeah, the score that you'll see online is incorrect. It was actually 65-60 yesterday in favor of San Juan over Carbon. Other scores from yesterday here at the 2A, 3A preview. Delta, this team beating Kanab 47-31. Then I already told you they went home and beat South Summit 45-42. Now have returned to continue play at the preview today. Enterprise beating Ogden yesterday in a close one, 53-51. Of course, our game, San Juan 65-60 over Carbon. Richfield 64-62 over Grantsville. Juab beat North Sevier pretty sizably, 72-44. South Sevier by 10 over North Summit, 57-47. And then the 2 games that have already been played today, Juab beating North Summit 57-53, and Ogden in the most recent game beating Carbon 63-44. So the Carbon Dinos still looking for their first elusive win of the season after losing to San Juan yesterday and Ogden today. A lot of good games, a lot of good teams here. And for San Juan, 2 3A opponents. Even though the Rabbits play in 2A football, they're in the 3A ranks in basketball. So San Juan got 2 3A opponents here at the 2A 3A preview this weekend. And the Broncos are 3-1 right now, trying to make it 4-1 this afternoon. I already mentioned Delta already 4-1, looking to make their record 5-1 after things are done here today. Looking at San Juan from yesterday, pretty good game for both of these San Juan squad, I should say. Trip Palmer scoring 16 points yesterday. And actually, some of these are incorrect, I think, because they had the incorrect score online. But that was what I had to go with yesterday in yesterday's game. So Jagger Neves getting 14 points, 13 both for Cole Duke and George McNaughton yesterday. 4 points for Jake Ivins in the win, and Jayton Knight had 3. Again, both of those last 2 players fouling out in that game yesterday. So San Juan looking to continue playing as a team as they did yesterday. They really had to come together, and as we know, it's in the history books. George McNaughton earned himself a starting position today, and so that's where we stand. High school hoops today brought to you in part by Bradford Tire at the center of it all at 39 East Center in Blanding. Also today, Colleen Kays, author of the 7 Dynamos of Organizational Power, and Creative Floors, covering all of San Juan County's carpet and flooring needs. Had a lengthy delay here on the floor. I guess there was some moisture out there. They needed to squeegee up, and the referee still towing the court down there, trying to figure something out. There's no ice rink underneath this gym floor, so I'm not sure what we have. Oh, I guess maybe there was a little bit of blood on the floor, so that's what's going on. And I think that may have come from the previous game. I know we had a Kid lose some teeth, I think, in that previous game. And I was telling the Stream Utah guys, that's something that's usually reserved for the hockey rink, not the basketball court. But, yeah, we did have a bit of blood out there in that previous game with Ogden and Carbon. So, anyway, we're back to action here with San Juan up 4-0. And a 3 on the way is good for Bronco Bundy. I'm sorry, they're just going to give him a 2. So Bronco Bundy had his toe on the line. They give him just 2 points on that bucket. Make it a 4-2 lead now for San Juan. Trip Palmer in the left corner with the basketball. Protects the ball. Now tried to toss it into McNaughton. He has it stripped away, and it's stolen by Delta, the first steal of the ball game. And now the Rabbits will set it up in the offensive end. Little baseline drive. Jagger Neves came in to pressure that man, but went sailing by, and Cy Drube outweights him and puts up the shot. It goes in, and it's 4-all. San Juan with it back in the offensive end. Nice little outside-inside move, Trip Palmer, but the shot bounced out. Unfortunately for the Broncos, it was a good look for Trip Palmer, wide open. Defensive rebound for Delta, though, and the Rabbits are back in the front court. Dump it down inside to the big man, Kobe Driggs, the 6'7 senior. And the shot wouldn't go for Jayton Bruff right there. San Juan pulls down the rebound, and the Broncos in transition. Now from the right side, Jagger Neves somehow gets that shot to go over Bronco Bundy. And Neves is on the stat sheet for San Juan. The Broncos have their lead back 6-4. 3:45 left in the opening quarter. San Juan versus Delta here in the 2A, 3A boys basketball preview. Mason Robinson with a straightaway shot. They're going to give him 3 on that. And boy, that one looked less like a 3 than the one from Bronco Bundy, but he gets the 3, and that's the first lead of the day for Delta. San Juan trying to answer. Trip Palmer's 3 is off, but guess who? George McNaughton in traffic to pull down that rebound, and he draws a foul against Bronco Bundy. So the 3 missed. Another offensive rebound for San Juan. And then the foul to Bronco Bundy. San Juan will inbound from the baseline. Jake Ivins there surveying the scene. Finds Trip Palmer under the basket open. The shot rolls off from Palmer, though, and it's rebounded by Delta. So the Broncos miss an opportunity to retake the lead. It remains 7-6 in favor of Delta, and they'll walk it into the front court. Now it's Tate Topham. They'll swing it around to the right side to Drube. Back up top, and a 3 on the way from Bundy. Yes. And if you're San Juan, you can't let these guys stay open outside and start to get hot from long range. Now Trip Palmer with it for San Juan. Kicks it back out for a Jake Ivins 3. No. Rebounded by Delta, and the Broncos falling behind in the momentum department here early on, and now they'll wrestle for a basketball down in the Delta front court, and the Broncos will get it on alternating possession on the second jump ball of the game. So San Juan, in essence, gets the steal here. And Jake Ivins will walk it across for the Broncos. Handed off to Trip Palmer, now to Jayton Knight on the move. He goes to the bucket, misses the finger roll, though, and it'll be Delta coming the other way. And they will work it into the front court, set it up. Here is Drube going to the right side. And now driving into the middle is Jet Rawlinson. He'll dump it, gets a pass down low, and now into the middle they go, underneath the basket to a man. And wow, what a nice effort by Brody Cleaver, as he was right under the basket and slung it out to his side, spun the basketball, and it went in. Trip Palmer now has it for San Juan in the offensive end. On to Jayton Knight straight away. He'll step it back a couple steps and hand off to Jake Ivins. Now Trip Palmer driving inside the free throw line. Has trouble in there. Has to kick it back out. Cole Duke fresh on the court for San Juan. Now to Jake Ivins' right wing. He's double teamed. He'll draw a foul as he drove in. And that'll be the first of the day on Jet Rawlinson. The second for Delta now in this first quarter. 95 seconds to go in the opening quarter. It's been pretty quickly paced. And San Juan will inbound here with a fresh shot clock. And looking to trim this Delta lead. Right now, Delta doubling up San Juan 12-6. Here's Trip Palmer, high off the glass, and he does get the roll this time. The 7-footer is good for the San Juan junior, and the Broncos are back to within 4. Delta across the line with Mason Robinson controlling. He'll hand off, and now Jayton Bruff goes to the hole. Misses the shot, but Delta gets their own rebound, and Tate Topham drains the 3. And it's a 15-8 lead now for Delta, just under a minute to go in the opening quarter. So San Juan again being doubled up here. Cole Duke has it for the Broncos, hands off to Palmer. Trip Palmer at the free throw line, finds Cash Palmer down on the right side. He uses that big body to get into the lane, spins, shoots, and scores. And a nice little play for Cash Palmer, the 6'3 junior. San Juan back to within 5. It's 15-10 in favor of Delta. 30 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Left wing, Delta has it in the front court. Jayton Bruff, top of the key, and a straightaway 3 for Robinson is good. And these Rabbits have the hot hand from long range here in the early stages. They're up by 8, 18-10. And there's a nice answer from San Juan as Trip Palmer gets the 8-footer to go. 6-point lead for Delta, 18-12 in the final seconds of the opening quarter. Here's Robinson on the dribble, pulls back, shoots the 3, falls off. Rebound, they battle for it. It was still loose when the buzzer sounded, and that's the way the first quarter ends. It's Delta 18, San Juan 12 at the 2A, 3A boys basketball preview in Richfield. We'll take a break and come back for the start of the second. Stay with us. It's High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Since 2009, Blue Mountain Hospital has set the standard for rural health care, bringing excellence in healing, quality care, and inspired staff to San Juan County. We offer the county's only accredited sleep center, compassionate labor and delivery, top-tier emergency care, and flexible dialysis options. At BMH, our comprehensive services are delivered by a passionate team. Visit bmhutah.org to learn more. We can't wait to meet you.
With a changing economy and advancing technology, it's time that marketing and selling of real estate in San Juan County catches up. Four Corners Homes and Property Management is changing the game. Every Four Corners Homes listing includes 3D mapping and virtual tours, professional photos, a digital and global 21st century footprint, and marketing exposure that makes it easy for buyers to find and identify what makes your listing unique. Marketing and exposure sells real estate, and if you want the best, you need Four Corners Homes on your team. Find us at fourcornershomes.net or call 801-404-0058.
Back live to the Sevier Valley Center in Richfield, site of our high school hoops matchup on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live this afternoon. Also the 2A, 3A boys state basketball preview, and always fun to be playing in the preview. It gives you kind of a little preview, if you will, of what it's like to play in a state tournament on this big arena floor, a lot bigger than a normal high school gym. It's got college-size hardwood, and you got the roll-away baskets, and you've got the distance in between the stands and the court instead of the walls that you would normally see in a high school gym. And so it's just a whole different experience for the players, and it's always fun to be here. And I've always enjoyed my time here in Richfield. As Delta unable to score on this play. That was a 3 off the mark. They battle for the rebound, and ultimately Delta gets it. So Delta leading the rebound battle here in the early stages as we open the second quarter. And there's a good runner for number 45 off the bench. We'll get a name for him, and he scores a bucket. That's Caden Colsty. We heard a lot of these names on the football field this year. Colsty we heard a lot, and here's San Juan trying to answer. Trip Palmer was open, but goes down into the corner for Jagger Neves. Missed the 3. San Juan gets their own rebound, though, and now Jagger scores plus a foul. Nice little pass right there from Ivins to Neves on the baseline. He's able to get the bucket plus the foul. He'll have an add one opportunity right here. The foul's on Colsty. And it'll be Neves at the line to try to complete the three-point play. I've missed a couple buckets here for San Juan, I guess. I know Neves just scored. That gives me 14, so I must be missing something because it's 16 up on the scoreboard. Neves scores on the foul shot, so make it 20-17, I believe. No, now they're backing it down, 20-15. So I was right. Look out. And now Delta has it in the front court. Lob it up to the bucket, maybe trying for an alley-oop to Driggs, but it doesn't work out. The Broncos get the ball on a turnover. And they'll work it back into the offensive end. Jake Ivins on the runner. No good with the floater. And it's rebounded this time by Delta. And the Rabbits can walk it across the line. On to Tate Topham down on the baseline. And then they'll go inside with a pass to Kobe Driggs. And he scores. And I'm getting word that DeBeck is leading the Monticello boys 32-24 at halftime in the San Juan Mountain Madness tournament game going on there in Ouray. So Monticello looking to rally in that one. Here are the Broncos turning the ball over as Trip Palmer lost the handle. Was kind of, I think he had some help by a Rabbit defender there. And that ball goes out of bounds off San Juan. So the turnover, I've got that as one turnover for each team, but I'm not sure if that's correct. And now it'll be Bronco Bundy walking it across for Delta. Hands off to Jayton Bruff. Bruff will just take the three from the right wing. It's short and rebounded by San Juan. So the Bronco defense makes quick work of that, and they've got the ball back in the front court now. Jayton Knight thought about the three, faked it. Now he goes right side. Cole Duke puts a shot up that goes off the top of the glass, and it's rebounded by Delta. And the Rabbits will work it in, up 22-15 in this one with 5:25 left. And now the Rabbits will turn it over. And Jagger Neves on the run, coming across the midcourt line, but running to the defense there of Delta. And so the Broncos have to slow it up. Now on to Trip Palmer. He puts up the three from the right side, no good. And it's rebounded by the Rabbits. Delta on the run up, and they'll send it ahead to Tate Topham. Topham goes back to Mason Robinson. Robinson on the left wing. Now the ball knocked away by San Juan. So the Broncos force the turnover. And Jagger Neves has the basketball on the crossover into the paint. Now he's double teamed. Kicks it back out to Knight. On to Trip Palmer on the left side. Oh, and he finds a man open. Cole Duke to the right of the bucket. Cole got open down there and is able to lay it up and in. And the Broncos are back to within 5 points. 22-17. Under 4.5 minutes to go in this first half. As a shot out of the left corner for three is no good from Tate Topham and rebounded by San Juan. And the Broncos will work it quickly in. Jagger Neves with it at the top of the key, goes right side for Palmer. Up to Cole Duke on the left wing, and now back to Palmer. He drives to the free throw line. Spins around his man, and a nice play to the bucket as he'll score. He went right around Kobe Driggs, leaned in, rolled it up and over the front of the rim, and the Broncos have erased the deficit. They're back to within three, down 22-19. We get a timeout with 4 minutes left in the first half. We'll take it two, and we'll return to the Sevier Valley Center for 2A, 3A boys preview action. Stay with us. It's High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Last year I was at my lowest, going through some pretty serious depression. A couple friends of mine stopped by the house and said they were worried about me. Said they'd feel a lot better if they could hold on to my firearms until things turned around. I think they saved my life.
If your loved ones are struggling, talk to them about temporarily storing their guns away from their home, because things do get better.
Life is a series of cherished moments, filled with milestones that define our journey. Moments of love, joy, and shared experiences. Each moment contributes to our story. As each chapter unfolds, our experiences shape us, defining who we are. When it's time to celebrate a life, ensure your loved ones are remembered with the grace, dignity, and individuality they deserve. San Juan Mortuary, celebrating life, honoring memories, transcending tradition.
Welcome back to the Sevier Valley Center in Richfield. It's the 2A, 3A Boys State Basketball Preview. High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. out of the timeout. San Juan down 22-19 to Delta. The Rabbits have the ball and a three-point shot on the way. No good. The Broncos pull it down, and they're headed the other direction. San Juan now back up to 9 rebounds. Delta has 11 in this game. Cole Duke with the basketball for the Broncos. San Juan could tie with a 3. There was George McNaughton fighting his way to the bucket in close. Missed the shot. Rebounded by Delta, and the Rabbits on the move. And now into the paint goes Bundy. He'll have to kick it back out, though. Good defense for San Juan. Handing it off down there inside again, and that's Brody Cleaver in there. Now they'll go to the left corner. A 3, no good from Mason Robinson. Rebounded by San Juan. Broncos on the run. Cole Duke gets bodied off the ball. Almost got knocked out of bounds. No call. Now Duke will get it back, as he did a great job saving that from going out of bounds. Trip Palmer now hands off to Jagger Neves at the top of the key. Neves likes to go through the legs with the dribble. Hands to the left side for Duke. He'll go inside farther to McNaughton, but McNaughton can't get to the bucket. Kicks it back out to Duke. Down to 5 seconds on the shot clock. Jake Ivins hands off to Palmer. He tries to get his way into the paint. Can't. Has to just put up the shot on the spinner since the time was running out on the shot clock. It's no good and brought down by Delta. And now a 3 on the way for Bundy. These guys don't waste a lot of time in the front court. They'll put up the 3 at will. And right now, thankfully for San Juan at least, they're a little bit cold in the early stages. And I'll have to check the stats and see, but I'm guessing they're around 50% three-point shooting so far. Jake Ivins has it on the right wing for San Juan after Delta couldn't score. And still, San Juan could tie with a 3 here. Down 22-19, nearing the final 2 minutes of the first half. Duke on the drive, too short off the glass, but he's fouled, and he'll go to the line for San Juan. Nice hard play by Cole Duke right there, drawing the foul. I believe this is going to be on Jet Rawlinson. It is his second today. And it's just our 3rd foul of this game. The second for Delta here in this first half. I'm sorry, that's not true. I'm looking at quarter fouls again. It's so hard getting used to the previous rules being changed, and so that's in this quarter. 3 fouls in this quarter. And Cole Duke, meanwhile, hits the first of the 2. He is good on both of those. And the Broncos have pulled back to within 1 point. So after trailing by, I think, 8 in this ball game, they're now back to within 1, 22-21. Good rally for San Juan. And we're now into the final 2 minutes of this first half as Delta misses a 3. San Juan with the rebound. Trip Palmer on the run down court. Can't make the bucket go on the layup try, but they caught up to him and fouled him, so he'll go to the line and shoot 2. And the foul will be the first of the day on Mason Robinson, and the 3rd for Delta here in the second quarter. More importantly, Trip Palmer is at the line and could give San Juan the lead again, and he does hit the first. That'll tie it up, 22 all, and very quietly, Trip Palmer up to 11 points in this game. So that is half the San Juan offense. And Palmer trying to make it 1 more, and he does. Hits both, and the Broncos have retaken the lead, 23-22. Delta with it now coming across the line. I think what's gone on is Delta, instead of working it down low and getting open shots, has been just taking the 3 ball early on and haven't been very successful. They're only 29%. I was way off, 29% from beyond the arc. So the Broncos are okay with that continuing. And Delta, however, gets an offensive rebound following a miss here and drew a foul on San Juan. That'll be, yeah, but they've got that as 2 for Jagger, and I don't have that. So I'm not sure what is going on up there. I've got that just as his first. Maybe I missed one in the first half, so that must be the case. Or first quarter, I'm trying to say. There's a shot for Delta, no good. And another foul on this rebound, and that's going to be on George McNaughton. So a couple of misses here for Delta and offensive rebounds, and the Broncos letting Delta hang around, and that's unfortunately given them multiple opportunities. And so now Delta has the basketball. Another whistle here as they drive to the bucket, and another foul on George McNaughton. So suddenly the Broncos, with 3 straight fouls, have put Delta into the bonus here. And Delta will, and I guess not. Maybe they just have that as 4. Maybe that wasn't a foul that time. Yeah, it was. That's 2 fouls on McNaughton. I know what it is. They're not in the bonus. I added the extra foul for Jagger since I missed that in the first quarter. So here's San Juan after the dust settles back in the offensive end. Trip Palmer to the right of the bucket. Can't get the short end shot to go. And it's rebounded by Delta. So that's a missed opportunity for the Broncos. Trip Palmer had driven right to the bucket, and now a right corner 3 is off the mark from Drew Bay. And rebounded by, actually the rebound went out of bounds off San Juan, so it'll be Delta basketball. And they're going to send it in up top, and then they'll go right side for Bronco Bundy. Back to Drew Bay, and now down inside, they dump it to Cleaver. Cleaver works his way through the San Juan D, a bucket and a foul for the junior. The basket will count. The foul's going to be on Trip Palmer, his second, and now Delta is in the bonus, but this was going to be a shooting foul anyway. And it comes with just 27 seconds left in the first half. And the Rabbits have retaken a 24-23 lead. They're going to have an opportunity to add to it right here as Brody Cleaver will shoot. And there must be a technical foul as well. On who? On Jayton? So it looks like Jayton Knight must get a technical here. Yeah, wow, what in the world? He gave the basketball back to the ref and got teed up. He must have said something. So there are multiple shots here for Delta, and scoring is Bronco Bundy. That makes it 25-23. I think the ad one shot must have been missed. Brody Cleaver must have missed the ad one. So 11 misses the ad one, and then 2 foul shots are good for Bundy. And that makes the score 26-23 in favor of Delta. And with 27 seconds to go, it'll be Delta basketball. So the technical hurting San Juan here in the waning seconds of the first half. That sequence was a tough one for the Broncos. Down by 3 once again. They had taken a 23-22 lead, but 4 straight points for Delta now as Bronco Bundy, a very physical drive to the bucket, couldn't penetrate on Trip Palmer. And now they're going to give it to Tate Topham. He'll put up the 3, air ball on that one. And Trip Palmer snagged it out of the air, threw it down court on a buzzer-beating attempt, but it's no good. And so that's the way the quarter ends. It's Delta 26, San Juan 23. We've got a bit of a battle here. You can tell there's some rivalry that stretches back to the football field between these two teams, and Delta right now holding sway over San Juan at halftime by 3. We'll take a break and come back to the Sevier Valley Center in Richfield for first half stats. It's high school hoops live coverage of the 2A, 3A Boys State basketball preview on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
For over 75 years, San Juan Health has strived to be the best place to receive medical care in southeastern Utah. With clinics in Blanding, Monticello, and Spanish Valley, San Juan Health offers a wide variety of services and world-class care close to home. Visit sanjuanhealth.org today to find out more. San Juan Health, chasing perfection since 1947.
You don't have to be sidelined by sports injuries in San Juan County. Precision Rehab provides physical therapy in Monticello and Blanding, as well as Montezuma Creek and Monument Valley, where our therapists have helped athletes of all ages get back in the game since 1996. Precision Rehab is dedicated to restoring you and your loved ones to peak performance when pain and injury slow you down. We offer innovative, effective treatments that make a difference. Treatment is covered by most insurances, including Medicare. Call 435-678-3869 for an appointment. That's 435-678-3869. Or find out more at PrecisionRehabUtah.com.
Here at Lyle Northern Electric, we take pride in our highly qualified team, dedicated to serving our community. Whether you need commercial, residential, or solar electrical services, our certified experts are ready to meet your needs. We are proud to support our community, especially our youth and high school athletics. Lyle Northern Electric, serving our community since 1957.
At Energy Fuels, creating opportunities and participating in the local community is important to us. Thanks to our dedicated employees, we're safely producing critical materials that support cleaner energy sources and a better planet for future generations. Knowing that the youth of today will make great contributions tomorrow, we're proud to sponsor San Juan High School athletics.
Welcome back live to the Sevier Valley Center in Richfield, Utah. It's high school hoops live coverage of the 2A, 3A boys state basketball preview in Richfield and on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Rhett Sifford welcoming you back here this afternoon, and we got some first half stats for you. San Juan trailing the Delta Rabbits through the first 16 minutes, 26-23. This is game 2 of the preview. And San Juan victorious over Carbon yesterday, 65-60, but down by 3 here in the at halftime here against Delta. And so here we go. It looks like it's going to be 18-12, Delta winning the first quarter, and then the Broncos win the second quarter 11-8. And so that's the way it went by score. The largest lead for Delta was up to 8, like I thought. San Juan led by as much as 4 in that first half. The Broncos led 23-22 pretty late, and then a tough sequence right there at the end, which resulted in a mysterious technical foul against Jayton Knight that we really couldn't figure out. The only thing that we could think is that he said something to the referee. There was really no other indication of why there would have been a technical foul there. They were calling, I think, McNaughton for his second foul in a row, and that was going to give an add one opportunity to Delta. But at any rate, a mysterious technical foul resulted in the last 2 points of the first half for Delta. And so they're up by 3. Let's take a look at some of the shooting stats for these two teams in the first half. And the Broncos leading from the floor, but barely. 37.5%, 9 of 24 for San Juan all total. Delta is 10 of 27 for 37%. Let's see. 2-point range, San Juan 9 of 18, exactly 50%. Delta 6 of 11, 55%. And then from 3-point range, the Broncos 0 of 6, so not very successful from beyond the arc in that first half. Delta not a whole lot better, but they do have 4 3-point baskets, 4 of 16 for 25%. From the 3-point line, San Juan a perfect 5 of 5. Delta is 2 of 3 after the first half. Delta's winning the rebound battle 16-12. And turnover battle, Delta has 3 turnovers, San Juan with 1. I may have missed some there, so that's obviously taken with a grain of salt. Now the individual scoring, Delta, Bronco Bundy leading the way with 7 points through the first 16 minutes. Mason Robinson has 6. Brody Cleaver with 4. 3 points for Tate Topham. And 2 each for Caden Colsty, Kobe Driggs, and Cy Drube. So that's the individual scoring for the Delta Rabbits. The 3-point baskets, 2 for Mason Robinson, 1 each for Bronco Bundy and Tate Topham. For San Juan, it's Trip Palmer leading the way with 12 points through the first half. Jagger Neves has 5, and Cash Palmer has, let's see, Cole Duke has 4, and then Cash Palmer has 2. So the Broncos would like to see some of their other starters getting in on the mix as far as points getting goes. And so that's what we'll look for in the second half, as these two teams already coming back out on the floor to warm up for the second half. We'll take another break. We'll send it back to the studio, and we'll return to the Sevier Valley Center for the beginning of the second half. Stay with us. It is High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Looking to buy, sell, or refinance your home or property? Ask for the professionals at Anderson Oliver Title Insurance Agency. Anderson Oliver Title has provided title insurance and real estate closing services in San Juan and Grand Counties for 25 years. Anderson Oliver Title isn't just another out-of-town company. It's the only locally owned and operated title company in southeastern Utah. The owners and employees at Anderson Oliver Title are excited to support our communities and are proud to support high school athletics and activities.
Super busy households need super fast internet, and Emory Telecom has just what you need with this special back-to-school offer. Right now, new customers get their first 4 months of Emory Telecom eFiber internet free. No term contracts, free installation, and equipment. Give us a call right now, 270-4021 in San Juan County, 259-8521 in Moab, or visit EmoryTelecom.com. Emory Telecom, Southeastern Utah's strongest, fastest internet connection.
Blue Mountain Foods is Monticello's hometown grocer and a proud supporter of our schools and sports teams. Blue Mountain Foods offers a full-service meat department, fresh deli, bakery, curbside pickup, and more. Check BlueMTNFoods.com for weekly specials and online shopping. Blue Mountain Foods is open from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Saturday at 64 West Center Street. Blue Mountain Foods, Monticello's hometown grocer.
No matter what you've got planned for the weekend, a home makeover, a landscaping project, a backyard barbecue, your neighbors at Red's Ace Hardware in Blanding have what you need. You'll find great buys on paint, tools, and yard and garden supplies, not to mention grills, patio furniture, and pool care essentials. We carry top brands like Clark & Kensington, Craftsman, Scotts & Weber, and our helpful associates can answer all your questions. For national brands and local expertise, you can always count on Red's Ace Hardware.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Back live to the Sevier Valley Center in Richfield. It is a beautiful facility here and the home of the 2A, 3A Boys State Basketball Preview once again. A lot of events get played here, and today it is the final day of this boys preview, and San Juan finds themselves trailing the Delta Rabbits 26-23 after one half of play. A lot of action here yesterday, of course. This Delta team did not shy away from action yesterday. They beat Kanab in their first game of the preview. That was actually the first game of the day yesterday, so I'm guessing that was a 10 a.m. start for them. No, that probably would have been an 8, maybe a 9 a.m. start yesterday, winning 47-31 over Kanab. Then they went home and took on South Summit last night in their home gym and beat them 45-42. They returned here this morning and are now leading San Juan after one half of play. So they've had a busy 24 hours, that's to be sure. Just kind of glancing in the Monticello boys game, and they trailed DeBeck 40-27 in the San Juan Mountain Madness Championship game in Ouray tonight, or this afternoon. So that one's underway right now on StreamUtah.Live as well. In the Ouray gym, I'm guessing is what that is, Ouray High School gym. So wishing them well. Hopefully they can pull out a rally here and come back and get a victory over there in Ouray. That's kind of the bookend. They're actually going to get done before we will. So our game ends up being the bookend of this wall-to-wall basketball weekend on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Tons of our local teams. In fact, all of them in action. Most in tournament action, one place or another this weekend. As we are underway here in the second half now, and the Broncos turn the ball over to start the period. Not how they wanted to get it started here against Delta and down by 3. And the Rabbits into the front court. There's a shot no good off the hand of Kobe Driggs. So he stays cold. And San Juan pulls down the loose ball. Trip Palmer now has it in the offensive end for the Broncos. They'll swing it around the perimeter. Jayton Knight on the far side, and now back to the right side for Palmer. Over to Ivins on the left wing. Couple of touch passes here, and Trip Palmer has it. Delta giving nothing defensively inside. And San Juan will back it out to the midcourt S. Now Trip Palmer, they'll find him underneath. He had the shot partially blocked, and it goes to Jayton Knight, and he misses the 3. So right at the buzzer on the shot clock, he was unable to get that to fall. And now we get a whistle as Delta had it in the offensive end. Looks like a travel will go the other way, so another turnover for the Rabbits. And it'll be San Juan's Jake Ivins walking it across the line. Actually, they won't let him walk it across the line as we start to get a press here from Delta. And now Jagger Neves has it high on the right wing. And Jake Ivins needs him to move down low. He does. Now Jagger Neves tentatively to the baseline and finally floated up a shot. No good. The rebound deflects out of bounds off Delta. So San Juan will get that dead ball rebound. And Jake Ivins will inbound from the baseline here with 6:28 remaining in this third quarter. And really kind of quiet offensively until now. Trip Palmer finally gets the first bucket of the third quarter. And that's not surprising. He leads scoring for everyone with 14. That is more than half of San Juan's offense here today. And now spinning his way into the lane is Topham. Puts the shot up for Delta, no good. San Juan gets the rebound. Trip Palmer there to pull that down. And now Jake Ivins through the traffic. What a play. Jake Ivins finger rolled it off the glass into the net. And a foul as well. He'll get an add one opportunity. Bronco Bundy guilty of the foul. And Jake Ivins ran through there like it was his job. He was not going to stop no matter who stepped in his way, I don't think. And that was a pretty awesome play for the senior. And he'll have a chance at a three-point play and could tie the game, and he does. So San Juan took the lead, 28-26. My apologies. Delta trying to answer, but unable to score right there was Brody Cleaver. So Delta has come out a bit cold here in the second half. And the Broncos have rallied back to take the lead, 28-26, 5:40 left in this third quarter. Jayton Knight is double teamed. They wrestle the ball away from him. And down court Delta comes, but now Jagger Neves knocks the ball away, and it goes out of bounds. So Delta will reset in the offensive end. He took that away from Tate Topham, but he was the last to touch it before it went out of bounds. So the Rabbits will reset, and it'll be big Jayton Bruff to inbound, and he'll send it all the way back into the backcourt for Tate Topham, who retreats to get it. He'll come back across the line. And Topham finds Bruff on the right side. They'll go into the middle now to Bundy. Little fade is no good, and so the shooting continues to stay cold here for Delta. The Broncos could add to their lead as they got the defensive rebound, and the Broncos out-rebounding Delta now 18-16. Here's Jagger Neves driving through a double team. Didn't really get a good shot away, though. And the loose ball comes down to Delta. And a three on the way is good as Mason Robinson opens the scoring for the Rabbits in the second half. And just like that, with one basket, Delta back on top, 29-28. And they have been stronger from outside maybe than inside today, has Delta. Here's Trip Palmer pulling up for a six-footer, no good. Off the glass from the left baseline and rebounded by Delta. The Rabbits will take their time to walk it across. And it's Bundy trying to dribble in on Cole Duke. Has to reverse and step back outside, and now hands off to Topham. Tate Topham on the crossover. Jayton Knight defending him. He'll go down into the left corner to Bruff. Bruff will lob it up underneath the basket, back to Bundy. Bundy misses his first try, missed the follow-up, but he does draw a foul, and he'll shoot two. So he got his own rebound and then put up the other shot, but drew the foul from Cole Duke. That's his first. And that is just the second foul here in the third quarter, one to either team. And Bundy is at the line for Delta. And nothing but net on that first shot. So that makes it a 2-point lead, 30-28. As these two teams have kind of gone back and forth today. And I think we're in store for a fun finish here in this second half. It's been a very small lead. The teams have traded it a couple times. Delta has been in the lead for the majority of the time. And now Bruff misses the second of his, that's Bundy, misses the second of his two shots. The Broncos ended up getting the rebound. And then a whistle here as they were trying to transition out of the backcourt, and it will be a foul on Delta. It'll be against Brody Cleaver, the junior. That is his first and the Rabbits' second in this third quarter. So San Juan looking to tie on this possession. A little bit of a midcourt trap for Delta. San Juan saw a lot of that from Carbon yesterday. Carbon's was a little more aggressive and gave the Broncos a little bit of trouble for a time. Now San Juan ends up turning this over as that deflected off a Delta arm. And the Rabbits will head the other direction. 3 turnovers now for San Juan in the game. And there's a nice play under the basket, but unable to score was Brody Cleaver. And the basketball knocked out of bounds on the rebound by San Juan. So Delta will get that dead ball rebound. And now a couple players coming off the bench. One replaces the man who was about to execute the inbound pass. So Jayton Bruff will now step to the baseline to inbound this as Tate Topham goes off for the Rabbits. And there's a 3 on the way, no good from Robinson. San Juan pulls down the defensive rebound. And Cole Duke will hand off to to Jake Ivins as they work it into the offensive end. Trip Palmer's 8-footer from the right baseline rolls off and rebounded by Delta this time. So the Rabbits heading the other way. Down to the baseline, walking around the defense of George McNaughton and drawing a foul on McNaughton was Brody Cleaver. And that will be McNaughton's third. So he was the man who came in and filled in so nicely for Jake Ivins yesterday. Today they've held him scoreless. And he now has the most fouls in the game for San Juan. So a little bit of a different game for McNaughton today. He did start today, earned that starting spot after a great game yesterday against Carbon. There's an air ball from straightaway 3 for Drew Bay. And the Broncos will get that one back on the dead ball rebound. And Jake Ivins will send it across, passing it up to Cole Duke. Duke just wasted no time, went right to the bucket, missed the layup, though, and the rebound down to Delta. So the Broncos missing some close-in opportunities I think they'd like to have back. But now Delta had a clean look for a moment. There's Jagger Neves stepping in to knock the ball away, but Delta recovers, and now a shot too short off the finger roll of Kobe Driggs, rebounded by San Juan. The Broncos headed back the other way. Jagger Neves on the run, through traffic, high off the glass, no good with the shot, and rebounded by Delta. Mason Robinson gets the handoff, and he'll work it in. Send it back up top. And now around to the left side, and a left wing 3 is good for Cy Drube. And that makes it 33-28 in favor of Delta with just over 2 minutes left in this third quarter. There's a 3-point shot, no good. Delta was a little lackadaisical on that rebound, gave San Juan an opportunity to save that from going out. And then they got another shot from Trip Palmer, and the Broncos will have the ball as it goes out of bounds on the rebound. So lackadaisical that time for Delta, and that man came off the court right after that play. I don't think that's an accident. And San Juan now has it. Jayton Knight had it stripped away, though. He's battling through a double team. Hands off to Jagger Neves. That means someone's got to be open down low. Jake Ivins, another hard drive to the bucket. Can't score, but he draws a foul. He's had a couple great drives to the hole here in this third quarter, and he'll go to the line to shoot a couple after the third foul on Bronco Bundy for Delta. And that is the third for Delta in this quarter as well. We're down under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter, so I'm not sure how likely it is that either team will get in the bonus, but Jake Ivins rolls in the first of the 2 shots, and the Broncos stay hot from the free throw line. Ivins has 4 points, and San Juan pulls back to within 4. The Broncos are 7 of 7 from the line, and Ivins is going to try to make it 8 of 8, and he does. So that makes it a 3-point ball game, 33-30 in favor of Delta. Just when you think San Juan is going to get left in the dust, they're staying in it, and they're battling. That's exactly what Coach Topham said he expected. It doesn't matter what sport they play. They can always count on these Broncos rallying and battling to the finish of the game, and that's exactly what they're doing here. They've trailed for the majority of the time, but it's been a pretty small deficit, and San Juan is never going to give up. They continue to battle, and they continue to stay in this thing, and right now find themselves down by just 3 in the final 2 minutes of the third quarter. High school hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live from the Sevier Valley Center in Richfield, brought to you in part today by Crowley Construction, Dirt, roads, driveways, and more. For any job, big or small, call Crowley Construction. Dependable Auto Repair. Brad Stoddard and his crew get the job done. Also, Flights Gymnastics, a proud supporter of local sports and a great start for your kids. Jones and DeMille Engineering, shaping the quality of life in the Intermountain West. And Napa Motor Parts, get everything you need in Blanding and Monticello. Big thanks to all the sponsors who make these broadcasts possible. As we get set to get back to action following this Delta timeout, San Juan has rallied to make it a 3-point game once again, 33-30. Delta leading with 1:57 now to go as the Rabbits inbound, and San Juan will pretty much give them a free pass across the line here. And it is Mason Robinson on the dribble out in the midcourt S for Snow College here on the Richfield campus. And there's some good touch passing and a man wide open at the bucket, but Kobe Driggs missed the layup, and he's held still to 2 points in this game, and that's part of the reason why he has been cold from everywhere and especially close in. There's a Jayton Knight three, no good, but he rallies to get his own rebound and drew a foul as he came into the bucket. Great play by Jayton Knight. And that's how you do it. You stay with it, you get the offensive rebound, you draw the foul, you go to the line, and now the Broncos have been hot from there. We'll see if Jayton Knight can continue that trend. That's the first foul of the day on Jayton Bruff, and indeed, Jayton Knight gets the friendly roll on the free throw line. I think right now, if San Juan can get to the line, it's almost like there's a ball magnet that'll make it go down through the hoop. Knight drains both of those, so he couldn't score from anywhere yet, but he does from the free throw line. That's his first 2 points, and he gets his Broncos back to within one. Delta up 33-32. We're nearing the final minute of the third quarter. And it's Tate Topham with it for Delta. Round the horn they go. Jayton Bruff rises up, fakes the shot, then goes left wing. Robinson's been hot from three-point range, but he misses here. And the Broncos pull down the rebound, and now San Juan's got a chance to retake the lead. They've got it in the front court. Jagger Neves sends it around the horn. Trip Palmer drives in, pulls up at the free throw line, dumps it into George McNaughton. He's in trouble. They're going to battle for it. I'm surprised there's no foul down there. A lot of physicality. They're going to call the jump ball. It'll be Delta basketball. So the Broncos turn it over here, and that's going to be their fourth turnover of the game. Actually, I don't know if that counts on a jump ball, if that counts as a turnover. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say it doesn't. I can just do that when I'm hitting the buttons on my iPad, and I can be proud of that. So here's Delta back in the front court with it, and they've got a chance to increase the lead now, and finally Kobe Driggs does spin on the right baseline and get one to fall. He'd been pretty cold until then, but he's got four now, and it's a three-point lead again for the Rabbits. There's Jagger Neves high off the glass in traffic, and that one falls as San Juan transitions quickly and answers quickly. And now Robinson brings it back across the line for Delta. Only a few seconds left, down to 5. Here's a three on the way, and it's good for Tate Topham. And that is the way the quarter's going to end. Jayton Knight threw up a miracle try at the end, but it did not beat the buzzer on the release. So the third quarter in the books. And after 3, it's 38-34 in favor of the Delta Rabbits. We're headed into the final frame. Stay with us. We'll take a break and return to the Sevier Valley Center in Richfield. You're listening to High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Desert Rivers Credit Union is proud to team up with the communities in our corner of the state. A nationwide network of ATMs and branches, full line of mortgage products, local decision-making, low fees, and great rates for every credit score are just a few of the things we bring to the team. And to top it off, we are for people, not profit. Come by and meet our team at one of our 4 branch locations or visit desertriverscu.com. We love our communities and are proud to support our youth.
Here at Utah Naval Health System, our mission statement is we exist to improve your quality of life through comprehensive, self-empowered, culturally sensitive, and amazing customer service.
Tailor-Made Wooden Heritage is the Four Corners source for high-quality custom residential and commercial cabinetry for over 50 years. They specialize in designing beautiful, long-lasting cabinetry and countertops tailored to your specific need, and they offer competitive pricing. Tailor-Made Wooden Heritage is family-owned and operated. Call them today for a free quote, 435-678-2523. Tailor-Made Wooden Heritage is a proud sponsor of San Juan High School sports.
Back live to the Sevier Valley Center in Richfield as we're underway now in the fourth quarter, and the Broncos draw first blood here, pulling back to within 2 on a Trip Palmer basket. Now the ball stripped away from Delta's Jet Rawlinson, and that will be a foul on San Juan here. So we'll get our first foul of the fourth quarter, and it will be the third on Jagger Neves. Jake Ivins is being a good boy today. He's only got 1 foul out there. He must have gotten a little talking to, so he's not being wicked today. I did go see the Wicked movie here in Richfield last night, so I was told I needed to somehow work in some words. That's the only one I think I can muster. Tate Topham hits the 3, though, and gives Delta a 41-36 lead as they had the ball back. Now a Cole Duke pass was deflected momentarily, but somehow found its way to Trip Palmer, and he rolls it up and in. So that keeps the Broncos at arm's distance here, 41-38. Into the final 7 minutes of this ball game today, and it's been a good one. Now a turnover for Delta, and there haven't been a lot of turnovers in this game. I've got just 5 for Delta, 3 for San Juan. And Jake Ivins has it now in the offensive end for the Broncos. Hands off to Jagger Neves, goes left wing for Knight. Down into the corner, back to Knight on the wing. Jagger Neves is wide open, calling for the ball, but Knight tried to force it into Trip Palmer across court. Somehow, again, Palmer got that ball. Now Jagger Neves drives through the defensive traffic and ends up throwing that ball away on the far sideline. I shouldn't have said anything about the turnovers because there's the 4th on San Juan now. And that'll be coming back the other way. But again, this has been a great game. These two teams going back and forth. Again, Delta has led for the majority of time, but it's been basically a 4-point lead the whole game, and San Juan has taken some turns at holding the lead as well. And here is Delta back with it in the front court. In fact, the largest leads were early in the game, 8 for Delta and 4 for San Juan. Now the Broncos get a steal here, or that'll be a turnover, I think, on Delta. Mishandled pass, and the Broncos can set it up. Cole Duke, though, falling down and ends up turning it back over, and now they'll try to send Robinson down court, and who else but Jake Ivins comes down court to clobber him and register his 2nd foul of the game. How many times are there things that I say that I shouldn't have said that kind of start trends going the wrong way? Hopefully it'll end right there, though. We are into the final 6 minutes of the game. Jake's got to get 2 more fouls here before this thing's all done, though. I'm sure that's on his mind. As Delta inbounds the ball and Tate Topham drains a 3. So what better time to get hot again from long range but in the fourth quarter for Delta. And they're now up by 6. 44-38. The Broncos going to try to rally. Here's Jayton Knight out of the right corner for 3. Yes. His first field goal of the game couldn't have come at a better time. And San Juan stays within 3, 44-41. Now at the top of the key on the dribble, Bronco Bundy for Delta, trying to work around Trip Palmer. Gets into a double team and ended up running with the basketball. So that'll turn it back over to San Juan. 7th turnover for Delta now. And it'll be Jake Ivins with the basketball. And again, Robinson stepping up to keep them honest at midcourt. Now Jayton Knight gets a pass on the right wing. Back to Ivins. Back to Knight. Back to Ivins. Into the middle to a streaking Cole Duke. He'll hand off to Jayton Knight, who drains his 2nd 3 in a row. And it's all tied at 44. 5 minutes to go in the game. Still plenty of time as these two teams start to put on a shooting show. And Tate Topham trying to answer, misses the 3. Rebounded by San Juan, and the Broncos are going to run it up. Jagger Neves on the right wing, hands off to Knight. Now back to Neves. Into the middle to Ivins. He looks for Knight going to the bucket. Knight on the baseline, has it knocked away, tried to sling it to Cole Duke, and it ends up going off of Duke's hand out of bounds. Turnover back to Delta. And we're going to get a Rabbit timeout with 4:39 to go. San Juan has rallied to finally tie, and a fun sequence there as both teams went back and forth. A little bit of long-range shooting there, and we are all tied at 44, a brand new game with 4:39 left. High school hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live from the Sevier Valley Center in Richfield is brought to you in part today by Pick-A-Stitch Embroidery and Apparel, offering a wide variety of quality customized products. Primary Residential Mortgage, with 30 years of know-how, they'll structure the best deal for you. San Juan Pharmacy, serving San Juan County and supporting local teams for decades. And Lee Collision Repair and Restoration. And a big thanks to all these sponsors who make the broadcast possible. We couldn't do these without you, especially when we travel long distances. You make it happen. Thank you very much. So we've got a knotted game here, 44 all, and over in Uray, it looks like it's winding down into the final seconds. Monticello had a rally, but it looks like it's going to come up just short as DeBeck leads 50-41 in the waning seconds over there. And so the Buckaroos look like going to go 2-1 at that tournament this weekend. A good tournament for them as they'll be heading back home from Uray tonight. So we are now into the final game, the bookend of this wall-to-wall basketball weekend for all our teams. I don't know how I'm going to work the sports report on Monday as we get a beautiful reverse layup from Brody Cleaver here out of the timeout. That gives Delta the lead back 46-44. I'll have to count up all the games we've had, but I'd have to say it's in excess of 60 games this weekend as the Broncos now turn the ball over. That's not what they wanted right there, and now coming all the way down court, missing the shot too hard off the glass is Bundy, rebounded by San Juan this time. And the Broncos will work it in. Ivins and Jagger Neves working it back and forth on the left side. Now over to Duke on the right. His pass a little bit soft, but Jake Ivins is able to help him out and pick him up, get that basketball. Now the ball goes out of bounds. And they say that Jagger Neves just lost the handle. He thought maybe it went off Bronco Bundy. Apparently not. And so it's a turnover on San Juan. And again, I shouldn't have said anything. They've now doubled their turnovers here for the whole game just in this fourth quarter. And it'll be walked in by Bundy for Delta. He'll hand off to Bruff. On to Robinson. Robinson moving from right to left. Hands off to Bundy. Bundy on the crossover dribbles. Sends it to Brody Cleaver on the right wing. He'll drive in. Triple team there for San Juan. Shot came off the glass from Bruff. No good. Rebounded by the Broncos. And then Bruff stayed in there to give him a little bit of trouble, but San Juan's able to get it across the line. And Ivins finds Jayton Knight on the left wing. Back to Ivins. Back to Knight. Down into the corner for Trip Palmer. Back up on the wing for Knight, and then around top of the key for Jake Ivins. One dribble, then he picked it up. Now he's got to send it in. Jayton Knight in a double team, and he's fouled. And this will be the second foul on Jayton Bruff. And the first for Delta here in the fourth quarter. Nobody going to the line here. Jagger Neves will step to the sideline right next to his players bench as George McNaughton comes back into the game, replacing Cole Duke. And San Juan down 46-44 as they inbound the basketball. Jagger Neves on the right wing. Pass deflected and now stolen. And Jayton Bruff down court all by himself for the easy layup. And I'm going to say that's probably a steal that time for Delta. And that's 3 for them in this ball game. And now Jake Ivins has the basketball. Little double pump. And it opened it up for him, but he can't get the shot to fall as he gets to the bucket. But the Broncos do get their own rebound here. And they've got another opportunity with a fresh shot clock. And now George McNaughton finds himself open under the basket as a player for Delta fell down, and it results in a foul. McNaughton will go to the line. And this will be on Kobe Driggs. I've got that as his first, and now second for Delta in this fourth quarter. So the Broncos down by 4 after tying the ball game, but make it a 3-point game as McNaughton drains the first of the 2 foul shots. And now finally all 5 starters are on the stat sheet for the Broncos. And McNaughton will try to make it 2. He does as it rims in. And my goodness, the Broncos are putting on a clinic from the line today. 12 of 12 after that one. And Delta walks it back across. Bronco Bundy with the basketball. Kind of weird they're playing the Broncos to be calling a kid Bronco Bundy. It's almost like he's a mascot for the blue and gold here. As Jayton Bruff misses a shot from close in on the left baseline. Tried to lob that one up. But the rebound for San Juan, and now a travel against the Broncos will send it back the other way. And San Juan is within 2, but we're into the final minute 49 of this game now. Delta with the basketball and the 48-46 lead. And Bronco Bundy with it near the midcourt S. He'll drive right through the D, goes up off the glass with it. No good, and rebounded by San Juan. And the Broncos run it up. Jake Ivins had to pull up the dribble, almost had it contacted for a jump ball, but now gets it back from Trip Palmer. Palmer, baseline drive, pulls into the front of the bucket, misses the shot. I think that may have been partially blocked. And it's rebounded by Delta. And now a 3 on the way, yes, for Mason Robinson. And that's a big three-point basket. That increases the Rabbit lead to 5. Cole Duke tries to answer. It bounces off. And on the rebound, it'll be a foul on the floor against Delta. And so an offensive rebound by San Juan. They've got 33 boards in this ball game, leading Delta by 10 in that department. The foul is the 4th on Bronco Bundy. And that would be huge if he were to foul out for Delta, but we are into the final minute. San Juan gets a good look. Cole Duke can't score, but right there to follow it up is Trip Palmer. And another nice, tenacious play by San Juan there. And the Broncos pull back to within 3, but now running out of time, just 40 seconds to go. They need a stop right here, obviously. Delta with it in the front court, 19 on the shot clock, 34 on the game. To the right side they go. Colby Driggs pulls up, misses the shot from the baseline, and San Juan pulls down the defensive rebound. Coach Easton Nielsen calls a timeout with 24 seconds to go. The Broncos will need a 3 to tie, so they're going to try to draw up something special here in what could be the final Bronco opportunity of this game to get this thing tied up. Of course, a lot of things can happen in 24 seconds of game time. It looks like the Broncos did not gain the timeline there before the timeout was called, so they'll have to inbound in the backcourt as well. But obviously, 24 seconds is plenty of time, but the shot clock is off for the remainder of regulation here. And we'll see how this turns out coming out of the timeout. We'll step aside, take a real quick break ourselves, and return for the finale. Stay with us. It's High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
San Juan County Adult Education empowers students to gain the technical, business, or college skills necessary to enter the workforce. At San Juan County Adult Education, adult learners are given the opportunity to reach their personal, educational, and career goals. Students can earn a high school diploma, obtain a GED, increase their wage earning potential, and decrease barriers to self-reliance. To learn more, visit any USU Learning Center in San Juan County or email Gina Grover at jgrover@sjsd.org.
Welcome back to the Sevier Valley Center in Ridgefield as we are getting set to conclude this weekend of 2A, 3A boys state basketball preview and a full weekend of basketball. We're back underway after the San Juan timeout. Just 20 seconds remain. The Broncos down by 3, 51-48. Need a three-point basket to tie. We'll see what they drew up, see who they try to get open. Jake Ivins is going to drive the bucket and score. And is it a foul? He's injured. He is injured down on the floor. And they're going to send everyone off the field, it looks like. And he must have maybe rolled the ankle over. Obviously a very common basketball injury. We will pay attention and see what happens to Jake Ivins here. There was a whistle after the bucket. It is a timeout. The Broncos pulled it within 1, so they elected not to go for the 3. Jake Ivins scoring his 7th point there, but boy, a hush has fallen over the arena. I can hear my voice echoing in here now. We're going to get a look at the replay on Stream Utah. Yeah, just landed awkwardly and rolled the ankle over. It's so common in basketball. And hopefully he'll be all right. We're sure pulling for him, but, man, he is down there and getting worked on, so I'm not sure we're going to see Jake Ivins returning. But there's a couple players, obviously, who are more than capable to come in. And so we'll see. I don't know. With the whistle, I didn't know. It must have been for the injury. I thought at first that maybe they were somehow calling a foul on that play, which would have given Jake the opportunity at a three-point play. But, man, he is hobbled. He is definitely not going to be able to put weight on that foot. So, yeah, the Broncos elected to go for the 2. And then maybe the plan here is to foul quickly. And that would not be a bonus foul. Maybe their plan here is to try to get the ball back. But, boy, just 11.5 seconds left in this one, down by 1 now. They're going to try to pin the Delta player in the corner. They couldn't. Now they'll foul. Well, that was a real late foul. Late whistle on the foul. 6 seconds is all that remains. And so now the Broncos are going to have to foul again very quickly to put Delta to the line. We'll see. No 1-and-1s in high school basketball anymore in Utah. That's the 4th foul on Jagger Neves. And so that's something, too. You don't necessarily want to foul a guy out right here, but we'll see how this works out if the Broncos can get a turnover here. If not, they'll have to foul, and they will. Jayton Knight immediately commits his 2nd foul, and that puts Delta in the bonus, I thought. No, that's not correct. They'll have to foul again. So 4.9 is all that's left in the game here. And so it's going to have to be either an immediate steal or turnover, and they will. Cole Duke will get the foul. That's his 2nd. So now they're in the bonus. And now the Broncos' only salvation here is that Delta misses one of these foul shots. I guess they could still tie, but it would take a miracle 3 with only 4 seconds left. You'd like for Delta to miss both of them, obviously. Either way, it's probably going to end up being a long ball shot here from somewhere that will be a prayer sent up at the buzzer for San Juan if they can even get the ball. That's the other task, is getting the ball. This first foul shot doesn't matter as much if it's missed, but it is good. So that makes it even tougher as Bronco Bundy comes through for Delta and makes it a 52-50 game. Now the Broncos would love it if he misses, and then they'll need to get the rebound. And he does miss. San Juan has the ball and an immediate timeout. So that is exactly what they planned, I would guess. And now they find themselves in a position where a 3 will win the game. But just 3.3 seconds, so 0.7 of a second went off the clock right there in what has been an outstanding game. And we expected an outstanding finish here, and we're getting it. As Bundy missed the 2nd of the 2 foul shots, San Juan got the rebound. And they're going to end the game with a 36-23 lead on the boards. That's pretty impressive against this tough Delta team. But Delta right now holds the 2-point lead. So these two teams talking deeply about it in their huddles right now, trying to make a plan that's going to work. San Juan will have to inbound the basketball in the backcourt. And I'm guessing we're going to see a full court press from Delta. This maybe is the most exciting game of the preview so far this weekend. We've had a couple other close ones. Enterprise beat Ogden 53-51. There was a Richfield 64-62 win over Grantsville. And that's pretty much been it for the close games. So this will definitely will be one of the closest games of the preview. Now Delta's going to call a timeout. So a little bit of chess action going on now as these two teams posture here and try to figure it out. Maybe Delta wanted to wait and see how San Juan came out. And so Coach Topham now playing head games with Coach Easton Nielsen. See if he changes up his strategy here following what they sent out that time. And again, just 3.3 seconds left. The Broncos are going to have to get a quick inbound play, going to have to get a quick run somewhere, and going to have to get a shot away from wherever it is released before the buzzer. And then it either goes in or it doesn't. And if it goes in, it'll be a miracle win for San Juan. So we'll see. We do have a man-on-man going on here. Not surprisingly, as Cole Duke will do the inbound honors. We'll see what the Broncos draw up. That's deathly quiet in here in the SVC right now with just 3 seconds to go. Cole Duke bounces it to the middle. It's going to be intercepted, and that will do it. So San Juan unable to get the pass in cleanly, and it's intercepted to finish the game as Delta closes out an exciting win here this afternoon in what was a very fun game. Both of these two teams duking it out, and the Delta Rabbits do get a little revenge after losing twice on the football field this season. They beat the San Juan Broncos here on the hardwood. 52-50 is the final, and the final game for the San Juan boys at the 2A, 3A boys basketball preview. And regardless of the final result, that was a fun game. We'll take a break and we'll return for final game stats and a discussion with head coach Easton Nielsen. Stay with us. It's High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Compared to the vocational schools of the past, today's career and technical education courses span nearly every industry, including health science, business, digital arts, and computer science. CTE students learn valuable, real-world technical skills with a solid academic foundation while exploring career options or pursuing their passions. Did you know San Juan School District offers 19 CTE pathways for secondary students? To learn more, talk to a school counselor or CTE teacher today.
Holiday Construction is your one-stop source for gravel, concrete, excavation services, and custom hauling. We've proudly served San Juan County with quality and dedication for over 40 years. Call Holiday Construction today at 435-678-2028. We're proud supporters of high school sports and our community.
The San Juan Credit Union, providing exceptional financial products in southeastern Utah for over 60 years, is proud to support our local high schools. With branches in Blanding, Monticello, and Bluff, along with an ATM in Montezuma Creek, access to those products is easier than ever. The San Juan Credit Union offers checking and saving accounts, bill pay, a wide array of loans, and much more, all on a full-service website and mobile app. Plus, they're federally insured by the National Credit Union Association. The San Juan Credit Union. Your money, your future, your credit union.
Get the resources and quality of a big school education and the support of a smaller school at Utah State Blanding. Explore over 70 degree and certificate programs to find your perfect fit and experience personalized learning with small class sizes and dedicated faculty while getting the classic college experience. A Utah State education is affordable too, thanks to competitive tuition and tons of scholarship opportunities. Visit blanding.usu.edu to learn more about becoming an Aggie in Blanding.
Looking for a new insurance provider? Call Jeff Nielsen at San Juan Insurance in Blanding. For more than a quarter century, Jeff has offered a full range of insurance products: auto, home, life, health, and more. Give him a call today, 435-678-3223, or pay him a visit at 60 North Main Street in Blanding. San Juan Insurance, over 25 years of experience and just getting started.
Let's talk cancer. Monticello, Utah. If you lived, worked, or attended school in Monticello, Utah from 1941 to 2002 for at least 3 years, you might have a higher cancer risk from uranium tailing exposure. Apply to get a free cancer screening today. One screening could bring peace of mind to you, your friends, and family members, help spread the word, and save a life. Screenings are available for a limited time through San Juan Public Health. Call today, 435-587-3838, or visit sanjuanpublichealth.org to apply.
Hi everyone, I'm Lieutenant John Young with the San Juan County Sheriff's Office. Our job is to protect and serve those who live in this great county we call home. Youth are a very important part of our communities. It is normal for children to become more independent and mature as they get older, but parental involvement drops by half between the 6th and 12th grade when our kids need us the most. To help stay involved and connected with your children, just ask the 5 W's. Where are you going? What are you doing? Who will you be with? When will you be home? And will there be drugs or alcohol? It's not being nosy, it's being a good parent. So come on, San Juan County, let's do this.
Back live to the Sevier Valley Center. High school hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. We're glad you joined us all weekend long, and it was a fun one to finish. The Broncos end up on the short end of it, but a 52-50 final. Delta winning here today in the final game for the San Juan boys at the 2A, 3A basketball preview. And fun weekend, and we had tons of basketball going on left and right. I'll have to try to recap as much of it as I can on the sports report on Monday, but tons of basketball. I don't know how else to describe it. We had probably 60-plus games this weekend among all our local teams, and many teams still in action going into the night tonight. And so things are not fully done, but this is our final game of coverage. And we've got some final game stats for you here, and then there's a possibility that head coach Easton Nielsen is going to run up here and join us for a post-game interview. And we'll maybe open a spot for him here to do that. And in the meantime, let me report some stats for you. And we will start it out with the score by quarters. And we already mentioned Delta winning the first quarter 18-12. San Juan winning the second 11-8. And then it was a pretty even third quarter. Delta having the edge by just 1 point, 12-11. The Broncos actually won the fourth quarter. It was a great quarter, 16-14. 30 points between the two teams. But the rally fell just 2 points shy. I think the last time the game was tied was 44-all. And from that point, Delta kind of got hot from long range again, stretched a little bit of a lead. San Juan rallied back, but unfortunately weren't able to rally all the way back. And the final buzzer got them there as they were trying to inbound the basketball, and the game ended on an interception. A tough way to end what was an excellent game here today. Shooting for San Juan from the floor, and the Broncos shooting 37.5% for the entire game. That's exactly where they were in the first half. They ended the day 18 of 48, roughly. Again, this is taken with a grain of salt here. My stats are always unofficial, but pretty close. And from three-point range today, they did get a couple in the second half. They were 2 of 12 for 17%. But the free throws are really where it was at today for San Juan. The Broncos ended the day a perfect 12 of 12 from the free throw line. And I'll be honest, I don't remember ever seeing that. Now Coach Nielsen's going to sit down and chat with us here. And Coach, put your headset on before you look at my stats here. I was just going through them. I don't remember a day or a game that I've seen with a team going 100% from the free throw line. You guys were outstanding from the line today. Even Jayton Knight didn't miss from the line today.
Yeah, we got everybody shooting well. That was a big help through this game. It was a physical game.
Dude, I'm telling you.
That's one of the areas where we kept ourselves in it, and I was definitely proud of that effort. For
what
sure.
What a battle. What a game. That super fun game today.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun. Ideally, we want to come out on top, but more than anything, we want to know we can compete with good teams like that.
Yeah.
Obviously, we saw what that team did yesterday to another good team here in 2A.
Yep.
We feel really good about that effort. My guys, they hate to lose, right? We all hate to lose, but in reality, the message in the locker room is just stay positive. We just went wire to wire with a dang good 3A team.
Absolutely.
Nothing to feel bad about there. Certainly, there's things we're going to learn from and be better prepared for. But great effort all together, staying in it. Saturday games, energy levels can be a little low. I know in the first half we were a lot lighter than we needed to be. We needed to come out with a little more energy than we did, but all in all, it was a good effort to hang with them and compete with them.
You really did a whole lot better in the turnovers today, and your rebounding was outstanding today.
How many turnovers did we have?
I think it ultimately, and this is unofficial, but it ended up being just 7.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, 10. 10 for you guys, 7 for them.
Yeah,
that's totally unofficial. That's just me. So I may have missed a couple, but pretty close. But yeah. And then rebounding-wise, you guys smoked them according to what I saw, 36-23. So
you know, that was one of the points of emphasis that we had. I really think the only area where we lacked a little bit, and they made us pay, is they hit a lot of threes, I think.
Yeah, they did get hot long range twice in the game. They were cold kind of for a good portion, but they were hot early and then hot late. So
does that say they hit 10 threes?
Yes.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, that's that's right. Yeah, and you guys obviously had trouble long range, but I mean, yeah, obviously the free throw shooting was amazing, but another good team effort for you guys today, you know, and just like you said, up against a great team in Delta.
We're coming along. We feel really good about the progress we're making. and hopefully we'll get Jake Ivins healthy and be ready to go on Tuesday night.
All right, we'll see you then, Coach. Appreciate you chatting with us. Thanks for a fun weekend. Have a good trip back home.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. That's Coach Easton Nielsen as he finishes up the trip here to Richfield. Come up and chat with us. Very good to do that. And his team suffering a tough loss today, but obviously no reason to hang the head. I think we kind of detailed a lot more of the stats right there during that interview, but just want to talk about the individual scoring as well. And Trip Palmer, an outstanding day today. Obviously, they want to spread it around a little bit more maybe, but 20 points for Trip today. His best game of the season, at least scoring-wise. And then 7 points each for Jagger Neves and Jake Ivins. I missed Jayton Knight. My apologies, Jayton. He finished with 8, had a couple of key three-point baskets in that fourth quarter, and those were the only 2 three-point baskets for San Juan today. Then it was a 4-point night for Cole Duke, and then 2 each for George McNaughton and Cash Palmer. George McNaughton, of course, earning the starting spot today after a great game yesterday. So that's the final game stats. We could take a look real quick at the scoring for Delta and just run through here. And they had 2 players with 12 points apiece, Mason Robinson and Tate Topham. They had 9 points for Bronco Bundy, 6-point day for Brody Cleaver. Cy Drube ended with 5, 4-point day for Kobe Driggs. And then let's see, I think from there you just had 2 for Jayton Bruff and 2 for Caden Colsty. So again, that rounds out the 2A, 3A Boys State basketball preview here in Richfield this weekend. It was a fun weekend. A couple of fun broadcasts. I'd say the win yesterday was obviously nice for San Juan. Today's game probably a little bit more exciting. Though San Juan ends up falling 52-50, and so the Broncos move to 3-2 on the season. And they've got Montezuma Cortez coming to town on Tuesday. And so that's going to be our next broadcast with the San Juan Broncos, and it'll be American Leadership Academy. Let's see, and I think that's going to be on the road at Spanish Fork next Wednesday on the 11th. So you've got a Tuesday game against Montezuma Cortez at home. Then they'll immediately head out on the road for American Leadership Academy. That'll be a pretty lengthy trip back up this direction. And then it'll be Bryce Valley at home on the 14th. And I'm not sure if that's a Friday. I'd have to take a look at the calendar here real quick. That is going to be next Saturday, actually, that game will be played in Blanding. So it's going to be a pretty full week next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday, with the Wednesday game on the road sandwiched in between 2 home games. And those tips are tentatively scheduled, looks like 7:30 for the Tuesday night game. I'm not sure if that's correct. I'll have to get with Coach Nielsen on that. 7 o'clock at American Leadership on Wednesday, and then a 3:30 afternoon game on Saturday against Bryce Valley at home. So those times are all tentative. We typically want to start the broadcasts 30 minutes before tip time, so just stay tuned, and we'll update you on the sports report as we go throughout the week. But that'll do it for us here this weekend at the Sevier Valley Center. We will say farewell, and then again we'll be on the air on Tuesday evening when Montezuma Cortez comes to town, a battle between 2 local teams in the Red Rock 92 listening area in Blanding on Tuesday night. I want to say some thanks as we close it out to all the sponsors, and we will hit you up one final time by name during the close. I want to say thanks to Caleb Carr and Cortland Lyman running the StreamUtah.Live video stream for us this weekend, doing an outstanding job as usual. Thanks, boys. And thanks to all the listeners and the viewers. You're the reason why we do these broadcasts. Again, on the air again Tuesday night for the San Juan Broncos as Montezuma Cortez comes to town. Join us then, and until then, Rhett Sifford saying so long from the Sevier Valley Center in Richfield. Have a great rest of your weekend, high school sports fans. High School Hoops is a production of Red Rock 92 Sports and StreamUtah.Live. Tonight's broadcast was brought to you by Anderson Oliver Title Insurance Agency, Bradford Tire, Blue Mountain Foods, Desert Rivers Credit Union, Colleen K, San Juan School District Adult Education, Primary Residential Mortgage, Energy Fuels, Emory Telcom, Four Corners Homes, San Juan Pharmacy, Utah State University Blanding, Creative Floors, San Juan Counseling, Holiday Construction, Red's Ace Hardware, San Juan Health, Northern Electric, Dependable Auto Repair, Precision Rehab, Red Mechanical, Flights Gymnastics, San Juan School District CTE programs, Blue Mountain Hospital, Tailor-Made Wooden Heritage and Tailor-Made Monuments, San Juan Public Health, Crowley Construction, Jones and DeMille Engineering, San Juan Mortuary, Napa Motor Parts, Utah Navajo Health System, San Juan Credit Union, and Pick-a-Stitch Embroidery and Apparel. We're the home of live high school sports coverage in southeastern Utah, Classic Hits Radio, Red Rock 92, and StreamUtah.Live.